Hello code wizards, welcome back to my channel. Today we are diving into an exciting project, creating the classic Mastermind game in Scratch 3.0. If you're not familiar, Mastermind is a code-breaking game where we have to guess a hidden sequence of colors within a limited number of attempts. It's a fun challenge that tests not only your logic and deduction skills, but also your memory, pattern recognition, and strategic thinking. In this tutorial, I'll guide you step by step on how to bring this game to life in Scratch. Let's get started. Before we jump into the coding, let's quickly review the sprites and costumes we'll be using. First, we have a main game board as the background. Next, there's the board sprite with blank hole costumes to place our pegs, plus 8 different costumes for each color peg we'll be using. Finally, we have the selection panel sprite, displaying all 8 colors on the screen so that the player can easily click and choose the peg. To save your time, you can get these costumes and sprites from the project's editor window link given in the description. Let's dive into the coding. So we will start with the code with the board sprite. When the flag is clicked, from looks we'll take the block, switch costume to blank, and hide in the beginning. We want it to be a particular x and y position, that is x minus 56 and y minus 129, so it will appear at the bottom left corner of the board. Now we want it to generate the row. So as there will be 4 holes in the row, repeat 4 times. Create clone of myself and change x position by 37. So if we check out this code, it will look something like this. Now we want to generate the rest of the 8 rows also. So we'll put this code under the repeat 8 block. And after it has generated 1 row, we want it to go to the original x position and increase the y position by 37. We'll go to controls and take the block. When I start as a clone, looks, show. So it will look something like this. The holes are generated one by one, but now we want them to generate at once. So now to code this, we'll create a new block called generate board. Make sure it runs without screen refresh. Okay. So when the flag is clicked, generate board and drag this code under define generate board. So the whole board is generated at once. Now we'll code the selection panel sprite. When the flag is clicked, from looks we'll take the block, switch costume to layout, controls, create clone of myself. Repeat 8 times as we have 8 colored pegs. Next costume and create clone of myself. And in the beginning hide, and when it starts as a clone, show. So when we check out this code, it will look something like this, but we want the color selection panel to be generated at once also. So we'll create a new block called generate color selection panel. Make sure it runs without screen refresh. Okay. So when the flag is clicked, generate color selection panel and drag this code under define generate color selection panel. So if we run this code, the whole color selection panel is generated at once. So as we have costumes of 8 colored pegs ranging from costume number 2 to 9 in the particular sprite, we'll create a new variable called color selected. Make sure it's for all sprites. Okay. So when the flag is clicked, set color selected to blank. And when I start as a clone, show forever loop if block if the costume number is equal to 2, that is a first color peg. And in my case, it's red. So make sure the costume number matches with the particular color in the particular costume. If color selected is equals to red, go to looks and take the block set brightness effect to -60. So it creates a click effect. Else, now we want to create a hover effect. If touching mouse pointer, set the brightness effect to something a little lighter, that is -30. If block, if mouse down, then set color selected to red. Else, set brightness effect to 0. So we'll do the same for all the rest of the colors. That is for a costume number 3, which is blue in my case. And for the rest of the costumes, such as 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. So just duplicate this code and it should look something like this. So when we run this code, we should be able to see a hover effect when the mouse pointer goes over them, and whenever we click a color we want, it displays in the variable such as color selected is green, white. So now we'll go back to the board sprite, controls, when I start as a clone, show forever loop if block if touching mouse pointer and mouse down, then go to looks and take the block, switch costume to the particular color selected from variables. So we select a color and we can place it in any of the holes, but we want the player to be able to place the pegs in only the particular row he is playing in, not in any of the other rows. So we'll create a new variable called global hole ID, make sure for its all sprites, and another one called hole ID for this sprite only. Okay. So when the flag is clicked, set global hole ID to 0, and we'll create another variable called current row for all sprites. So when the game is starting, set current row to 1. When I start as a clone, change global hole ID by 1, set hole ID to global hole ID. So assign a numerical value to each of the holes. For it to be visible, we'll use the say hole ID block. So as you can see, each hole is assigned a numerical value like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and on and on and on till the last hole, which is 32. Now we'll go back to the code, remove this as this was not needed, make a list called row items for all sprites. So when the flag is clicked, delete all of row items. It will clear the list and repeat 4. As we have 4 holes in a particular row, add blank. So here when we start the project, we have 4 empty items in the list. We'll create a new block called update current row. Make sure it runs without screen refresh. Okay. So we'll place the update current row list here. And we'll define it later. If The row items list contains whole ID. Then we'll add this block update current row list. Make a new variable, change it to status, set whole status to color selected, and another one called I. So when the flag is clicked, set I to 0. Now we'll create an equation here. Set I. Take the minus, plus and multiplication blocks. Current row -1 multiplied by 4 plus 1. So this equation will generate the numerical value of the first hole in the row. If hole ID is equal so we can check here as 1, 5, 9, 13 are the particular numerical values of the first hole in each of the rows. We'll put 8 OR blocks and put hole ID is equal to the particular first hole of each row. Change the numbers to if whole ID equals to 1, 5, 9, 13, 17, 21, 25 and 29. Put this in the if condition. Then replace item 1 of row items with put join box together, join I colon whole status, change I by 1. So we'll duplicate this for all 4 items of the list and place it beneath each other. Change the numerical values to second hole in each of the rows: 2, 6, 10, 14, 18, 22, 26, 30. Same for the third hole in each of the rows. Hole ID equals to 3, 7, 11, 15, 19, 23, 27 and 31. Now for the last hole in each of the rows, hole ID equals to 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28 and 32. And make sure you change the replace item 1 in the first one, second in the second one, third in the third one, and the fourth in the fourth. Let's check out the project so far. We're able to select any color we want and place the particular pegs in the holes. So I'm taking red, blue, green and purple. So it will get displayed in the particular row items list. And when I modify it, the list gets modified too. and we are not able to access any of the other rows, which is great. That's it for the part 1 of this tutorial. If you like the project, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. For more such videos, don't forget to turn on the notification bell. Bye, meet you next time.